I'm at 6225 Kincaid Road. This is in Pleasant Ridge. Doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. Looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, things of that nature. Anything that may be of concern to the buyer. So I'm going through a PVC stack. As you see, we're in the basement bathroom. It's the rear right of the basement. The strange thing is the clean out here is barely accessible. It's right up against a paneling wall. I'm thinking, looks like I'll be able to just barely get my camera in, hopefully, but it's going to be a pretty rough way to get it in there. So, this may take a minute. I was able to get it in, but I got some debris already on the camera. I'm going to flush this toilet. It should go right in. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, well, apparently this toilet is not on. So either way, I should be able to get that as I come back. Push out, there we go, try to flip that stuff off. There's probably just some buildup on the side wall of that pipe. It gets like mildew and stuff like that on the side of the pipe just from water coming down it repeatedly. But we are, actually I'm going to pull back and see if we can get started here. There we go. Okay, so that's at the base of the stack. I'm going to zero out the counter in the bottom left-hand corner. So this is just in the rearmost stack. And this is clay all the way out, so that toilet and everything comes in right there to your left. And this is normal for this age of house. It's normal to have clay. Should be basically clay all the way out to the street or into the main. So we were underwater there for a minute. I do want to note that the camera lens is only about 1/2 inch off the bottom of the pipe, and so it doesn't take much water to get on top of it. It's just I wasn't able to put any kind of like riser on the camera because of the access limitations. But so far, everything looks great. The water level isn't even above the camera lens. As you can tell on the sides, there's basically a line, a wear line, where it looks like that's about as high as it's gotten. You can see by all the spider webs and stuff through here. Does look like we have some root intrusion. I think I'm coming right up on it here. It's just I'm underwater. I think I'm actually pushing through some roots here. And hopefully we can get that to move. It's about 27 feet. And like I said, due to the lack of access, I can't get a standoff on the camera. So hopefully we'll be able to see better when we pull back. I'm pretty confident that was some root intrusion based off, I could see it before we got up to it. About 27 to 28 feet there. So we'll take a better look at that on the way back. Hopefully we can see as we pull back through. If I need to, we can run some water, and yeah, there's some more root intrusion, so it's going to hold some water there. It's 44 feet. Yeah, this is normal. Usually with clay, you do have some root intrusion. It's only 3-foot sections of pipe, so there's a lot of opportunity for them. This will need to be cleaned. You can see the water coming from behind me. It's most likely because of me popping it open with my camera and allowing some of that pent up water to Continue on down the line. Here's some more. So about 27, 44, and 55. We have some roots. Like I said, this isn't unusual. Just going to have to be cleaned. I would recommend a cleaning before taking occupancy. So hopefully we'll be able to get out to the main there and get some of this stuff out of the way. A lot of times when you're pushing, also it pushes stuff up in front of the camera, where when we pull back, we should be able to see a little bit better. See if I can get behind this a little bit and get a little more. There we go. Sorry, I have to adjust this here to make sure we gotta keep this as clean as possible. Diving, and we're ending up here is the main. We've made it all the way out to the sewer main. So we're out in the street. It's 85 feet from this point out to the main. But we'll get a little bit better look on it as we pull back. But on the way out, structurally everything looked good. It was clay all the way out. The only thing of note is there's a couple sections of roots, I believe it 55 feet, 44 feet, and 27 feet on the video. So I would recommend that those be cleaned before taking occupancy, because there is always a possibility that it could catch solids and build up. Also, I want to recommend to never use wet wipes, because they can also cause, they don't break down like toilet paper, so they can catch on some roots and very easily cause a backup, because toilet paper will disintegrate. So even if it does get caught, it'll most likely disintegrate into the water, whereas the wet wipes will hang around a lot longer. So you can see a lot of these places where I was pushing water up, now on the return, it's a lot clearer image. There's a little bit of I think this is where those roots are. You can see flashes, which means that there's not a whole lot of, it's just the water running through there. Here we go. See the buildup there, which it looks like I've kind of busted loose from all these roots and leaving a trail of my camera. It was right around here that we had some roots. There's some there laying in the line. That is in the flow line. These are pretty minor. There's some coming in from above, but there's a lot of spider webs also. So we're at 55. That's pretty minor. Some more roots here. About 40, it's about 47 feet, not really 44. There we are at 44. So those two sections, 47 and 44, like I said, they're 3-foot sections of pipe, so those two have that's a pretty decent amount of root intrusion. It's 40 to 50% of the pipe area. So you want to have those removed. They are down in the flow line. Again, this is all pretty normal to find in a house of this age. It's probably 100 years old. And there's probably a tree in the front yard. More roots there at 27 feet. It's holding a bunch of debris there. This is one of the things I was talking about. You can kind of see when I pull back, it's building up water behind it. And if you see up in front, that's a pretty large amount of roots on both sides. The center is allowing some flow, but that would have to be taken care of. That's probably 70% of the pipe area. These are roots, so you want to have that taken care of. But I think that was really the worst spot. And so a good cleaning should take care of those, and it will have to be maintained in the future. It's pretty common again. As you know, sewer lines do have to be maintained, especially old ones. So there are ways to line pipes and stuff like that, but they are usually pretty costly. So having the line serviced every 3 to 5 years is usually enough, and you can have it looked at every 3 to 5 just to kind of gauge how fast the roots are growing, if at all. To see, you can. There's also a chemical treatment called Brudex that they can put down here also that helps slow down the growth, try to prevent it. So I've come back into the bottom of the connection where the PVC comes in, and I am coming out of the cleanout. So the line itself structurally looked really good, especially for a 100-year-old pipe. Just have 3 to 4 sections of root intrusion that will need to be cleaned, and then probably checked after 3 to 5 years just to see what kind of condition they're in and how much they're growing. But maintenance will be needed in the future, and at least you want to monitor those just to make sure that they're not causing any major issues. But for now, I would recommend a cleaning, and then some other maintenance, either a chemical or another cleaning in, say, 3 to 5 years with another inspection, just to kind of gauge the condition of the line. But probably have to make another access point also, being that this clean out is turned into the wall. Maybe figure out a way to either remove the paneling or create an access panel on the front side to give them access to clean this. But mainly the line structurally looked good, so that'll end the inspection at 6225 Kincaid Road.